Hey everybody, I'm Leon Thomas here with Miranda Kittle and Lynch. You're here to watch another episode of Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. Hi Miranda, how are you?
Hi, Leon. I'm not good. How are you?
Oh no, you're not good. I'm
I'm not.
sorry to
And
hear
if
that.
anybody in our country is good, then I have questions.
Okay, right on. I
But
hear
we'll
you.
leave it at that because it's not a political podcast, it's a DEI podcast.
Yeah, that's right. We try to stay away from it. Every now and then we've touched on it a little, but not a lot, and we'll try not to today, although it may be hard to do. Yeah, this is episode number.
Okay, I'm going to say I know it's season 2, episode 33.
Oh,
Am I wrong?
episode 33.
Oh
Oh
my gosh, am I
no,
wrong?
no. This is like the first time in 10 weeks you haven't nailed it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait a minute. Let us pull up the files on the other shows and then we can hear the number. I really don't know. 33 might be correct. I'm thinking we're in the upper 40s though, but I don't know. So we'll find out. We'll find out at some point.
Listen,
But
3 is my favorite number, so I just put 2 together.
put them together. Three. Yeah.
But I am super happy about this episode. I think it's going to be amazing, as every episode is, and I'm so happy to be here with you on this journey.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you too. It's a real pleasure to do the show with you and to work on other projects with you as well. I enjoy it. And folks, listen, you can watch our show, listen to our show. We're on podcast networks, right? You just go to your favorite podcast network and you search for Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. We're also on the Leon Thomas Group Internet Radio Network. If you go to our company's website, that's the leonthomasgroup.com. If you go to our website, there's a button right at the top there that says listen live, and you can listen to other shows that the Leon Thomas Group produces, as well as checking in a lodging DEI chat. And this is like my second favorite part of the show.
Oh gosh.
If if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can contact me. You can send me an email, Leon at the Leon Thomas Group. Miranda,
You
they want to contact
honestly,
you. How do they do it?
first off, let me say I know how it sounds when I say this. I know how asinine it is. But literally, just Google me. It's the easiest way. It's the easiest way. So let me help you. Just Google me, Miranda Kitterlin Lynch.
That's all you do. It's really that simple. Now, last one of the previous shows, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before, we were talking about exactly that, that if someone wanted to be a guest in the show, they could just Google you, right? And I
Yes.
asked you that when you go to a doctor's office, as an example, and they say your name and they start asking you other information, you're like, look, I gotta be the only one in your system, right? Just stop, right? So last week, I have one of my relatives, and as you know, Miranda, I'm going to live to be like 200 years old
Of
because
course.
I have an uncle that's 100, an
You
aunt
got
that's
that good blood.
99, right? I have another aunt that's 105, right? I'm just not. I hope I have the same genes, right? So this elderly man walks in, okay, with his little rollator and all, and he walks up and he says his
Wait,
name,
with the what?
a rollator. You know what a rollator is? It's like the walker on wheels.
Did it have tennis balls on it?
No, no, no. That's the standard walker. There's another one that has wheels. I'm sure
Oh.
you've seen them.
Well, I mean, we're not rich like that. So
Oh no, it's rumor has it Medicaid will pay for it if you get a doctor's prescription, or Medicare also. The insurances will pay. You just it's a rollator. It's on wheels, right? So this guy walks into the office and he says, they say your name, and he says a first name like this long. Okay. And And I'm thinking, they got to be able to find him. And they go, last name? And his last name is like double long. And they go, date of birth. And he says, how many of that name do you have in your system? He actually asked.
And
They said, well, you're the only one. He goes, then it must be me. Then he says, a year ago, you took my picture and you scanned my license. Am I not the same guy? It's like he's easily 95 years old. Easily. And he's upset about this double, triple, quadruple
oh
verification.
goodness.
So he signs, all the papers, whatever you're supposed to sign, and he goes and sits down. And now he's hot. He sits down and he sits like 2 seats away from me, and he goes, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "Hear what?" He goes, "They're asking me for all this verification." And he tells me his name again. He's like, "My name is," I'm like, "Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean." Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I thought of you and couldn't wait for the show so
I'm
we could
so
talk about
glad
this.
that you did. I am so glad you
Yes,
shared that with me.
yes.
This
Man,
makes my Monday. Thank you. I
right on,
appreciate you for so many
right on,
reasons, but especially this.
right on. Okay, let's get to the show. Tell us about our guest, Miranda.
So, sorry, I have to wipe the tears from your story. So what I'd like to start doing, if it's okay with you, my co-host, is when I invite guests to my classroom, which I do as often as possible, I ask them to introduce themselves and what they do because I want them to control their narrative and their first impression. I think the best thing that you can do is give someone the opportunity to be their first impression. So if it's okay with you, Leon, I'd like to ask our guest, who are you? What do you do?
Right on.
Well, hello, both of you. How are
Hi,
you?
hi.
Good.
Well, for those that I haven't met yet, my name is Mercedes Blanco. I am the Chief Partnerships Officer at the Hotels Network. And what we do is that we help hoteliers increase their direct bookings through personalization, AI, and many other things on the direct channels on the website.
Sorry, Mercedes, did you say they're what bookings?
Direct bookings.
Thank you.
So that is basically, we work with their hotel website, and we are present through the whole journey, not just at the website itself, the booking engine as well. And we make sure that we are displaying the right information at the right time, in the right language, with the right content. Why would I care about a family vacation if I don't have any kids of my own, for instance? So it's about really displaying the right thing for me or for whomever is on the website, so they book and they don't go anywhere else.
So how did you get into this? Like what led you to this path? Because you're very successful and you're very good at what you do and you do amazing things for people and businesses. How did you get there?
Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Obviously, I invested a lot of time and effort into getting to know me and getting to know where I could do better in the industry. What is it that I was passionate about? And I've always been in sales and marketing and in hospitality, but I wanted to get into tech, into technology, into digital, into the new world, because this is where we are. Whoever is not doing what we do now, it's living in another era, right? So like I said, I've started my career in hospitality many years back in Spain. That's where I'm originally from. I started in hotels, like many others in this industry. At the time, it was AC Hotels, which now is part of Marriott. Then I went into Microsoft, because when a company like Microsoft knocks on your door, you say yes. And like I said, I wanted to touch a little bit more in technology, digital, communications. And I love it, don't get me wrong, but I miss hospitality and travel. So I decided to come back, work in other hospitality firms, even some theme parks back in Europe, till I moved to the States 10 years ago. And slowly but surely, I got into digital. I joined BCV back in, I cannot believe it, 8 years ago now. I was with them for 3 years. They were the agency of record for Marriott for social media and working with many others doing social media listening and such. 3 years later, we were acquired by Reagan, which they are quite famous in the distribution landscape. It's a technological company based out of India. And almost 3 years ago, I joined THN, the hotels network. And I'm super happy to be with them because they are not just a great product, they are a great company with an amazing culture that I share. So I am not only passionate about what we do from the business perspective, I am also passionate about who we are from the human component.
Mhm. Oh, Mercedes, you mentioned that one of the things you do is help hotels sell book more direct reservations, right?
Exactly.
Is part of your work to look at the images and photos that hotels display on their website? Is that an important thing? Is that part of what you do? And then I have a follow-up. I'd like to go deeper in
Mercedes,
on
be
that.
careful with what you say here because this is absolutely a trick question.
No. Don't you worry. Actually, the short answer is no, because what we do, it's a little bit different from what other companies do. We don't work into the website content itself. We
Okay.
put the user at the center of the equation. So we don't care about what the hotel is displaying content-wise. What we care is who's the person that is getting into the website. Okay.
Okay.
And instead of, because the majority of hoteliers, they focus on selling rooms. That's their key mission. Our mission is who's the user, how we can better communicate with this user. Okay. And we are a SaaS company. Therefore, that means that we put a variety of hundreds, if not thousands of tools at the disposal of our hoteliers, but we don't get to choose the content. They are the ones feeding and uploading videos or images or such. What we can do though, it is we can set some triggers on the back end through our algorithms to make sure that someone with X cultural background sees content relevant to that cultural background and is not offended, for instance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's where I was going. Yeah, with the question. One of the things that I've seen a lot is not just on hotels, but other businesses, and they talk about family, and I see only white families, right? I don't see any black families. I don't see any racial families, and they go, "Oh, it's a great place for your family," and all the pictures I see are the white families, the middle-aged white families with young kids, and I'm like, "Well, where are the babies?" Right, and where are the people of color? So that's what I was thinking about there. But you talked about it some when you said, what's the demographic and who's the user. So you focus on the user experience. So that's really cool to hear.
Exactly.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, again, I'm still reeling from the weekend, so I'm trying to stay checking in.
We're all checking in on a Monday. A Monday.
Mercedes, if you could say to anyone, what is the most important message from what you do, like from your career, your experience, what you do day to day? What would you say is the most important message to people who could hear it?
Well, I'm going to say two things. One is going to be more personal. The other one is going to be us as a company. Me personally is keep trying and be driven. And if always have goals, regardless of what those goals are, right? I always have goals in front of me. It can be a goal for the day, a goal for the month, a goal for the next 5 years, but I always have goals and I always try and keep trying. So that it would be number one. And another one that is similar to mine, but different in a sense, it is my company's, which is we always try new things. We really believe in trial by error. And that means that if we have an idea, we test it. Worst it can happen, the idea is not good enough. But what if the idea is good enough? Then we are the pioneers doing something. And I want to think, I know that we've been pioneering in many things. The last thing that we did, not that long ago, we announced at ITV that we launched our cookieless solution. And still, there are many tech companies trying to figure that out. And we already have our business solution fully cookieless for third parties in the market.
That is such a great message. And I would like to echo that, in that create an environment that people are not afraid to fail, right? Like, just try something. And if it doesn't
Failure is the most important thing. I mean, none of us, neither you, Miranda, Leon, or I, could be here without having failed many times in our lives. That is what teaches us, right?
1,000 times, yes. And I tell my children, I have 2 daughters, 6 and 8. I tell them all the time, don't apologize for making a mistake. Like, be proud of yourself for trying. So it's not always easy. Leon?
Yeah. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. This show is produced by the Leon Thomas Group. I'm Leon. That's Miranda, the co-host of the show. And our guest today is Mercedes Blanco with the Hotels Network. The videos and commercials that you're going to see during this break were all produced by the Leon Thomas Group students and interns and recent grads with our organization. So take a look, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. Here we go.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep, off the runway and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try, and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear, because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack. From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What will we do without it?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Checking In, a Lodging DEI chat. You can watch our show on YouTube. You can watch it on LinkedIn. You can listen to it via podcast network. And you can go to the Leon Thomas Group website, theleonthomasgroup.com. Click on the listen button at the top of the menu there, and you can listen to other episodes of Checking In, Lodging DEI chat, as well as other shows that we produce. Miranda, before we get back to our conversation with Mercedes, let me ask you something. Did your husband hear you say happy birthday on our last show where I threatened to sing or play happy birthday?
Like, he did listen, and he said, well, why didn't Leon sing to me?
Did he really? What? Why didn't I sing? Okay.
And I said, don't worry about it. He's busy with racquetball.
Yes, I'm busy with racquetball. No time to sing. Mercedes, I run a youth racquetball program in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
racquetball
Well, then I know
revival.
what to do whenever I visit Baltimore then.
Yes. Do you play? Do you play racquetball?
No, but I would love to for you to tell me everything about it.
All right, we'll have to schedule a trip to Baltimore for you to learn how to play racquetball. We'll have to do
But
that.
Mercedes,
And
he's being humble. Like his youth racquetball program is actually very big. It's a big deal and it helps a lot of kids. Leon, jump in.
we provide tutoring in English. We have 2 English tutors, a math tutor and a counselor. And soon, as in a couple of weeks, we're going to start Sunday night virtual conversations with kids as well. So that's for anyone, even if they're not involved in our program, kind of mentoring and career and life guidance. We'll start that starting the first Sunday in August. So we're blessed to be able to do a lot of good things. Yeah,
I love it.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Never mind. I'm not going to play now. I was going to play Happy Birthday. Let's get back to the conversation with Mercedes. I was going to do it, but no, not with that remark.
I'm so sorry. I'm not supposed to bring politics or religion into the
That's okay. So, Mercedes, tell me this. Tell us, what was your first job in the hotel business? What was your first job?
My first paid job was actually in sales at AC Hotels,
Okay.
which is now part of Marriott back in the day. I actually was an intern first. And as a result of my internship, they offered to hire me. So since we are talking about young kids, I
Yeah.
would say to any young kids that are listening, if any, do things right, because you don't ever know when the opportunity is going to be waiting for you.
Yes. Yes, I like it.
Mercedes, since you mentioned that, can you tell us how you got that internship?
Yeah, actually, I searched for that myself. My university had a subject that was mandating some internships, and we had some options to go through, but I didn't like them. So I decided to go and find the one that I really liked. And as a matter of fact, I did too. I talked to the dean and I told him, listen, I want to try 2 different fields in hospitality. I want to try what an agency looks like, and I want to try what hotels look like from the inside. And I did both. I work at Alcohon Travels. That is the name, Alcon Viajes in Spanish. And I was there for 3 months. They also wanted to hire me, but unfortunately, I could not join them at the time because I still had to continue my studies, and I could not do both because I also had another pay job to help me with my money pocket through the college years, right? And then I talked to the general manager of one new hotel brand, which was AC Hotels, that I liked, and I told him, listen, I want to try and see what it looks like. And they were like, yeah, but we don't have any agreement with the university. And I told him, don't you worry, I'll do the paperwork for you. And actually, I was the first one, but ever since they've been having kids. And well, it's been, gosh, many years. But yeah, I'm the one that arranged all of it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible and inspirational.
Well, it's about being driven. Like I said before, you have to try, you have to push, and you have to have goals. And if the options that are given to you are not what you're looking for, why don't come up with your own options?
Yeah, for sure. So was there anything in your lifetime that inspired you to do that? Like, I talk a lot about mentors and the importance of mentorship. There are many people that we've talked to that have not had mentors. Did you have a mentor, or did you have a driving force? Was there anything outside of yourself that helped push you to that?
No, I did not, unfortunately. I did have many people through my career and even personal life that has helped me, and that they all played a role in my life, but I've never had that mentorship that has been with me through my whole career. No, I have not. If anything, I had an internal voice, my gut, telling me, try this, and try this. Obviously, like I said, it's not always easy, and I had many failures. But you are your best advocate, and you should be your best advocate, and you should not be ashamed of asking. And if I go backwards in my life, even when I was a little kid, like 5, 8, 10 years old, I was always raising my hand at school, answering questions or suggesting things. I've never been shy about asking. That doesn't mean that I wanted the attention. It was not about getting the attention. It was about being curious. It was about, I do remember when I was in my school, we had in September a big party with all of the students of the school, all of them. And one of the professors asked something, and I had the idea of what I wanted to say, but I was waiting if anybody else was going to share something, because one, I did not want to be the first one. I was very young. And two, I wanted to give others the opportunity, because I've always been very conscious about the fact that I have no problems with public speaking. I have no problem at all, but that's not the case for others. So I remember waiting to see if there was others, but there were not. So I ended up giving my point of view. But I think that string within my personality has been very present in my life since very early ages.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that you said everything that you said. And some of my takeaways, Leon, if I may, one, you mentioned you didn't want the attention. Well, why not? Like, why can't we have attention? Like, it's not a bad thing, right?
No, it is not. But I think that it's always good to give others the opportunity as well. Because if you know that you are not shy, and that I think that is nice to offer, to give some room to others to have their moment.
I agree 100%. And that reminds me of the second thing that I wanted to mention, which is give 20% more or less. If you are someone who doesn't speak up in a room, give 20% more. If you are someone who speaks up all the time, give 20% less, so that you can give others the opportunity. And I think the way that
I like it.
It's beautiful.
I like it. I like it very much. I'm gonna keep that in mind, and I'm gonna share that. Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I like it. I'll tell you something else, Mercedes. One of the things that you said a couple of minutes ago that I just wanted to comment on real quick, and then Miranda will go to, let's have one more conversation topic before we roll into our 2 signature questions. You mentioned that that AC Hotels didn't have an internship set up with your university, right? But you said, okay, I'll do the paperwork, and you were the first. But I hope you recognize the opportunities that helped open for others.
100%.
Right? That you said, I'm going to do, and it's created opportunities for others. And then you used the term, make your own path. That if what you want to do, it's not there, create your own. And I'm starting to see more people do that, but not as many as I think, that they recognize that they are in positions to create their own path. And by that, I mean, there's so many reasons that, people have opportunities to do that. And I hope that you appreciate yourself for saying that, doing that, being an example of it, and also being the first intern. So give yourself
You should truly celebrate yourself. That's amazing. That's incredible. And to do it on your own with nobody in your corner, like, celebrate yourself, because we are celebrating you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Miranda, let's go to one more conversation topic, and then we'll have our 2 signature questions of the day.
All right. Mercedes, I feel like we've hit you with so many questions that are so deep. Let me give you something light. What was your favorite job that you have ever had?
Ooh. That's a good question. I never thought about that really. Okay, well, I want to say that I pretty much like my job the way it is. I get to know a lot of people. I get to learn every day, but I do something um, with true passion that is not a job, but I love discovering unique places, even if it's unique hotels, unique restaurants. I really like the research of going through a destination, worldwide famous or not, and get to discover it through my own eyes. I love that. I love the discovery, the research, the finding, the getting to really know something. I love that. And I guess that is part of my of any jobs that I have had in my life, really.
I completely understand everything that you said, because part of my job as a professor is teaching research and service, and I love every aspect about it. I will share with you that my favorite job I've ever had involved wearing very little orange shorts and serving chicken wings. It was easy. I made a lot of money and I made a lot of friends.
Right on.
Magic combination, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now I have a lot of fun in the racquetball program now, of course, but before that, the job that I had the most fun at was when I sold luggage at a high-end luggage store. That job was a lot of fun because I got to show folks, sell hands-on sales with display items. But one of the things that I really loved doing was when folks came in and they needed to get a suitcase for a trip, I would pull out a hard-sided suitcase by a company called Delsey, and they're still in business. And I would reach up high and I'd pull this Delsey suitcase down and I would slam it on the floor. And then I'd start jumping on it. I mean, jumping on it. That got the attention of everyone in the store, right? And I go, "You think this luggage is sturdy? Oh yeah, okay. How many do you want and what color?" And it was just great to do it. It was great to do it. So, yeah, that was the coolest thing for me. Now, Mercedes, do you have a pen nearby? Do you have a pen or a pencil?
No, I have my computer.
Okay, well let's just pretend that you have one in your hand. Let's just
Okay.
pretend you have a pen. All right, go ahead and hold it up and let's make your signature because we're about to go to the 2 signature questions of the show. Here we go. Signature 1, 2, 3. And it's actually 3 questions, but they're kind of tied together. It's actually 3. But who's counting? Who's counting? All right, here's the first one. Have you ever had bean pie?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever
Exactly.
bean pie? Have you ever eaten bean pie?
No.
Okay, we gotta talk. We gotta get into some bean pie. Have you ever heard of bean pie?
No.
Oh, Mercedes!
No.
We gotta get you. Oh, wow.
Mercedes, you and I are in the same camp. I have no idea what he's talking. I think he's making it up.
I am not. Miranda, I sent you a video that has bean pie in it. You know this is real. Mercedes, I will send it to you too. Bean pie is real. Okay. How about a Maryland crab cake? Have you ever had a Maryland crab cake?
I have had a crab cake, but not a Maryland one because I've never been to Maryland.
Perfect answer.
Perfect answer. Thanks for not saying yes. We had a guest on from Kansas. You ever had a Maryland crab cake? Yeah, this barbecue joint in Kansas City. Shut up. That's not a Maryland crab cake. It's a Kansas City crab cake. Okay, so we got to get the bean pie video to you. But you're going to come to Baltimore anyway to play racquetball, so you can get the crab cake while you're in Baltimore. right?
Sounds like a
We
plan
can
to me.
get those things done. And
He's
now
got a whole itinerary for you.
it's all planned. Hey, why don't we have a checking in convention, a checking in gathering of all of our guests? How about that? A
I love
benefit
it.
racquetball
I
tournament in
love it.
Baltimore. Done. Go ahead, Miranda. We've got
All
one
right.
one more one more. Here he comes.
Mercedes, for my last question, and thank you again so much for being here with us. This has been amazing. I'd like to ask you if you could go back in time and tell your 20-year-old self something, an affirmation, a piece of advice, a pearl of wisdom, anything, what would it be?
You are more than enough.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Ah, you just gave me chills. Do you have any expansion on that, or do you want to leave it at?
Well, just last weekend I saw Inside Out 2. So
Oh,
I think that if you haven't checked that movie, you're the first one, do it because it's worth watching. It doesn't matter how old you are. I know that it's cartoons, but it's for adults, and I think that we should need to get to understand more how our brains work and get to appreciate us and likes us and support us more as individuals.
I love that. And my husband for Father's Day, that was what he wanted, was to take our daughters to go see Inside Out too. So I love it. Leon?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Now I'm gonna make sure that I.
Fantastic. So then it's not only me that I have homework. You also have homework.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's what we're gonna do. There's another theme of the show that just got created. There's homework for the host, homework for the guest.
And we're going to have like follow-up shows. Like,
Yes,
did you do your homework?
that's right. That's right. Checking in the homework edition. Right, we'll do that. Mercedes, it's great meeting you. Thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Likewise, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me and looking forward to our follow-up.
Thank you so much. Before you go, Mercedes, is there anything that you want to shout out, plug, anything that we can bring attention to?
Well, the only thing is that of course, I've talked a lot about the Hotels Network, but I haven't mentioned about Women in Travel Thrive. It's also a nonprofit to support women in the industry. So if you're a woman or a man, because we are definitely inclusive, this is just a place to help each other. That's it.
Yes. And I am a member of Women in Travel Thrive. So I'm a big supporter.
Thank you.
Leon, I'll invite you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll do that. Folks, thanks so much for watching, checking in, a lodging DEI chat. We'll see you next time. Take care.